बनाकर फकीरों का भेस गालिब, तमाशाए-ए-अहल-ए-करम देखते। Hi, welcome to another episode of Everyday Ghalib, where we discuss couplets from Mirza Ghalib, which are chosen by Anjum Altaf and me for our book Thinking with Ghalib, trying to make the poetry relevant to our social and political times. And today's couplet is particularly interesting from a research methodology point of view. I'll explain. The verse goes like this: बनाकर फकीरों का हम भेस गालिब, बनाकर फकीरों का हम भेस गालिब, तमाशाए-ए-अहल-ए-करम देखते हैं. Translated: I don the guise of a fakir, of a mendicant, of a poor person who is going door to door asking for alms. बनाकर फकीरों का हम भेस गालिब, क्या करते हैं? तमाशाए-ए-अहल-ए-करम देखते हैं. अहल-ए-करम, a nice phrase, translates to people who do charity, people who are generous, जो करम करने वाले लोग, उनका तमाशा देखते हैं. तमाशाए-ए-अहल-ए-करम. So what is he trying to say? If I don the guise of a poor person, I get to see how people masquerade in their generosity. तमाशा कैसे करते हैं वो, कि हम कितने दयालु हैं, हम कितनी कृपा कर रहे हैं तुम पे. Right? How much are we giving you out of charity? I am watching all this tamasha by pretending to be a fakir. A nice fun verse, but why did I make a connection to research methods? Well, when I first saw this verse, I'm an economist and I do a lot of field work, and I often go to people, do their interviews, and many of us are interviewing, like you see in the mural behind me, working people, right? Farmers, workers, and so on, and we try to understand their economic conditions and so forth. Very rarely do you see what Ghalib is referring to, which is a kind of reverse ethnography, if you will, where the poor study the rich, where they look at the ways of the rich and perhaps poke fun at them and so on. Of course, I'm sure people do this all the time, but you don't see it in a public way that you see with the studies that we do, right? Where the elite study the working classes in society. And this verse always struck me as a very nice kind of reverse ethnography, reversing the gaze, as they say, kind of a verse. Think about this situation, and I'm sure you'll get more out of what he's trying to say. I've also been giving you examples of other couplets, other shares from the same ghazal, and I'm sure you've noticed that they tend to be quite different in themes sometimes. A ghazal can have very, very different verses all together in one. It doesn't need to have a particular theme necessarily. And this ghazal, from which we chose today's verse, whose first line goes, "Jahan tera naqsh-e-kadam dekhte hain." In this ghazal, there is a very nice verse which is very different from the one that I just mentioned to you. It goes something like this: तेरे सर्वे कामत से एक कद्दे आदम, तेरे सर्वे कामत से एक कद्दे आदम, कयामत के फितने को कम देखते हैं. Again, notice the similarity of the rhyme scheme, right? करम देखते हैं, कम देखते हैं. This is what makes it part of a ghazal. This is a very difficult verse in some ways, but a fun one. What he's saying is, because of you and your cypress stature, a cypress is a very tall tree, and the beloved is often compared to a cypress because they are tall like the cypress tree. Because of your cypress stature, or because you exist, I see the calamity of doomsday to be that much little bit less. कयामत के फितने को कम देखते हैं. कितना कम देखते हैं? एक कद्दे आदम, one human height. And that human is the beloved. That because of your existence, doomsday is made bearable by that much, by one human height. Right? Make of it what you will. Next time, we'll take another verse and again dive into the world of Ghalib and his relevance for us today. join me. Thank you.